Once upon a time, in a quaint little town named Willowbrook, there lived a man named Daniel who had always believed he knew what was best for himself. Tall, handsome, and successful, he exuded an air of confidence that often veered into arrogance. He worked as a successful architect and had a beautiful girlfriend named Emily, who was as charming and kind as she was beautiful. Emily's mother, Clara, was a paraplegic, bound to a wheelchair since a tragic accident that had occurred when Emily was just a child. Her disability had never been an issue for Emily. She had grown up learning to adapt and was incredibly close to her mother. However, Daniel, despite his outward charm, had always struggled to accept Clara's condition. He couldn't comprehend how someone as vibrant and full of life as Emily could have a mother who needed constant care. As the seasons changed and their relationship deepened, Daniel's unease about Clara's wheelchair grew. Their relationship started to strain under the weight of Daniel's unspoken discomfort. One sunny afternoon, as Daniel and Emily strolled through the picturesque Willowbrook Park, he decided to confront the issue that had been gnawing at him. The birds were singing, the trees were swaying gently in the breeze, and it seemed like the perfect setting for a difficult conversation. "Emily," Daniel began hesitantly, "we need to talk." Emily looked at him with a hint of concern in her eyes. "Of course, Daniel. What's on your mind?" He took a deep breath, searching for the right words. "It's about your mother, Clara," he finally said. "I don't want to sound insensitive, but I find it hard to deal with her wheelchair. It's not that I don't care about her, but I just can't help feeling uncomfortable when she's around." Emily's face paled as her heart sank. She hadn't expected this, not from Daniel, whom she had thought to be the love of her life. She tried to make Daniel understand her mother is a huge part of her life, and her wheelchair is a part of her. "If you can't accept that, then I don't know if we can be together." So she said. He had never imagined that his honesty would lead to this, but he was too proud to chase after her. Days turned into weeks, and the emptiness in Daniel's heart grew. He missed Emily deeply, and he couldn't shake the feeling that he had made a grave mistake. He realized that he needed to make amends, to prove that he could change, to show Emily that he could accept her mother and her wheelchair. With newfound determination, Daniel began researching about disabilities and accessibility. He visited local support groups and volunteered at a rehabilitation center. He met people who had overcome tremendous challenges and found happiness despite their disabilities. He also sought therapy to address his own biases and insecurities. Months passed, and Daniel transformed into a different person. He was more empathetic, more compassionate, and more understanding. He had learned the true value of love and acceptance. He knew that he had to find Emily and ask for forgiveness. One crisp autumn day, he went to Emily's house. His heart raced as he knocked on the door, not knowing whether she would even be willing to see him. Clara answered the door, her eyes studying him carefully. "Is Emily here?" Daniel asked nervously. Clara let him in without saying a word. "Emily," Daniel began, his voice shaky but sincere, "I've spent the past months trying to become a better person. I've learned to appreciate and understand your mother's situation. I was wrong to let my discomfort come between us, and I'm truly sorry for hurting you." Emily looked at him, her eyes filled with a mix of emotions. She had never expected to see this side of Daniel, and it was both surprising and heartwarming. "I appreciate your efforts, Daniel," she said cautiously. "But it's not just about my mother's wheelchair. It's about understanding and acceptance, and it's about loving someone for who they truly are." Daniel nodded earnestly. "I want to be a better person for you, to love you and your mother fully and unconditionally. I'm willing to learn, to grow, and to be the partner you deserve." Emily's heart softened as she saw the sincerity in Daniel's eyes. He had taken the first step toward redemption, and he was willing to wait for as long as it took. Weeks turned into months, and during that time, Daniel and Emily rekindled their friendship. They spent hours talking and sharing their thoughts and feelings. Daniel continued to show his commitment to understanding and accepting Clara's condition. Then, on a chilly winter evening, Emily invited Daniel to her home. Emily took Daniel's hand and led him in. "Daniel," she began, "I've thought long and hard about us, and I believe in second chances. I believe in your sincerity and your growth. I love you, and I want to give our relationship another try." Tears of joy filled Daniel's eyes as he hugged Emily tightly. From that day forward, Daniel and Emily's love grew stronger. They faced life's challenges together, hand in hand, with a newfound understanding and acceptance. As the years passed, Daniel, Emily, and Clara's lives became intertwined in the most wonderful ways. Daniel had become a regular volunteer at a local accessibility advocacy group, helping to create more inclusive spaces for people with disabilities. He had also befriended many of Clara's friends from the disability support groups, learning from their experiences and sharing their joys and struggles. Emily, always a compassionate soul, had become a teacher at a local school. She not only imparted knowledge but also instilled empathy and understanding in her students. The town of Willowbrook had changed too. Inspired by Daniel's efforts, the community had rallied together to create a more accessible town, with ramps, wider sidewalks, and improved public transportation. Businesses and public spaces proudly displayed their commitment to inclusivity, making the town a model of acceptance and progress. Daniel found solace in painting. He painted with passion, creating a masterpiece that captured the essence of their journey together. A small crowd gathered, admiring his creation and hearing the story behind it. Daniel spoke about his transformation, the lessons he had learned, and the love that had guided him through it all. At the end of the day, Daniel's testament reminds us that true love isn't just about loving someone when it's easy. Though, life is full of tests, and each one is an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to become a better person. As the stars began to twinkle in the night sky, Daniel took Clara and Emily as wholeheartedly as family, embracing the beauty of the moment and the love that had transformed their lives. In Willowbrook, where acceptance and love had triumphed, they knew that their journey was far from over, but they were ready to face whatever tests life had in store, together, as a family bound by love, compassion, and the enduring spirit of transformation.